Thanks to the support as a channel member, Rob Pontin. Well, my frustration with the New Style Champions League continues today as we go into the final match day, needing a win and a lot of other results to go our way to get into this top 8. Otherwise, we've got to go through this stupid playoff thing and fit in 2 extra games somewhere. Hello and welcome to part 18 of my FM23 beta save with Chelsea. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the final day of the league stage of the Champions League. We're at home against Antwerp. It's the end of January. It's never going to stop being weird that that's the end of the league stage in January. It makes no sense to me. And then we'll do whatever comes next later on in the episode as well, whether it's the playoff, whether it's the round of 16. That's going to depend on how this result goes. Since you were last with me, we have continued to win lots of football matches, including a 9-0 win in the Champions League over Slovan Bratislava. Kai Havertz had a hat-trick inside the first 6 minutes of that match. And then by the time we hit the half hour, Tammy Abraham had a hat-trick as well and scored another one just after half-time. It was a fun day, but this is what the league table looks like. 7 games played. We are down in 10th place, back stuck level on points with Real Madrid as well, again, who of course beat us on match day 1. So that means they're always going to be ahead of us in the head-to-head because we don't all get to play each other. If we have a look, we can see that between Real Madrid have played us and Lille and beaten us both. Okay, you could argue that that's probably quite fair. But we just need to get up into this top 8, and we've got our sights set on the likes of Fiorentina, Salzburg, maybe even Arsenal. If we look at who is playing who on this final day, you can see that Salzburg are away against Bayern Munich, who have already won the league or already qualified from the league. You would think that's a defeat for Salzburg, but you've got to assume Real Madrid are going to win as well. They are... Who are they playing? Why can't I find Real Madrid anywhere? Real Madrid are at home to Spurs, so they're probably going to win. So we need at least one of Arsenal or Fiorentina to lose as well for us and Real Madrid to jump up into the top 8. So Arsenal are... Where are Arsenal? Arsenal are away against Wolfsburg. That could go either way. Fiorentina are away against Everton. I mean, it's all very much up in the air. Let's just go play the match and see what happens. This is the team. We've got Mendy in goal, a back four of Chilwell, Chalobah, Lacroix, and James. Bellingham and Camavinga in midfield. Musiala, Havertz, and Rodrigo then behind. Big Tammy Abraham up front, who is second top scorer in the tournament now after 4 goals in the last match. Only 1 goal behind Erling Haaland. So if we can get a big performance from Tammy today, he could go into the knockout rounds as the top scorer in the Champions League, which would make me very happy. He's got 9 goals from 4 matches in this Champions League stage, which is just Tammy Abraham things. That's how he does it. But we need him to do it again today, and we need some of those other results to go our way as well. Ideally, Real Madrid losing would be a nice place to start, but I think that's probably the least likely of all the possible things that could happen. Musiala on the left-hand side finds Tammy Abraham, and there he is. That should be his 10th goal in the tournament so far this year. The referee is investigating a potential offside. Come on, ref. We need this more than they do, and the ref is on our side. Just seeing I've got soup down my shirt. It's not ideal. But what is ideal is, as it stands, that goal puts us up into 7th place, nicely within that top 8 that allows us to avoid the stupid playoff situation. I don't know why we've got the Premier League loaded on there. We want these Champions League matches. We want to keep an eye on what's going on in the Champions League. Specifically, we want Real Madrid to not sneak past us. Inter, I don't even know, have Inter come from behind us? It's all very complicated. Fiorentina dropping down as it stands. Does that mean they're losing? Fiorentina are drawing 2-2 with Everton. I tell you what, I've criticised this New Style Champions League format a lot. This is quite exciting. I can just imagine watching the BT Sport goals show on match day 8 with all these different permutations going on, 16 matches being played, and no idea what to watch and where. It's going to be hectic and probably a lot of fun. So maybe I'll reluctantly admit it's not as bad from an entertainment point of view as maybe I first suggested it might be. What is frustrating, and I'm never not going to be frustrated by the fact that stuff is decided by head-to-head when not everybody plays everybody else, and you do get that unfair disadvantage. We're still sat here on an unfair disadvantage because we had to play Real Madrid away from home, and only 3 other teams in the entire league have had to do that, play the best team in the competition away from home. And we somehow, as the second best team in the competition, last year and the best team the year before. Somehow we're the ones who have to go away from home. We're one of the 4 that have to play Real Madrid away. And that just seems broken to me. Doesn't make any sense. I need to know if it was just, I don't see how it's luck of the draw. I want to know how the fixtures are decided. I think that's my frustration. I want to know how the fixtures are decided. It's not clear, and I feel hard done by. And hopefully we still manage to navigate through this this league stage and avoid the playoff, because playoffs are horrible. Musiala playing it into the path of Rodrigo, who can't keep his header down. It remains 1-0. We remain in 7th place as things stand, which suggests enough of the other games are going our way for everything to be okay as it stands currently. But it's all very complicated. Everton are beating Fiorentina. I know that's good for us. Bayern Munich are beating Salzburg. I know that's good for us. I think as long as those 2 results stay like that and we win, I don't think it matters what happens in any of the other games. We just needed 2 of the 3 teams that were catchable to lose while we won, and it didn't matter because Lille can't move past us, because the head-to-head between the 3 of us, we have a better goal difference in. I think that's how it works. So it's only Real Madrid we need to worry about, and as long as 2 teams above us lose, us and Madrid both go through, I think. Kev Maths has never been this complicated. Kai Havertz has just scored a goal for us, which is very pleasant. Rodrigo doing good work on this right-hand side, plays it into the captain, Reece James. Tammy's shot is blocked, but Havertz is there to follow up. And that is a perfect example of why I've wanted to play Havertz in behind the main striker all this time, because he is a good finisher, a lethal goal scorer, and it is handy to have him effectively having a strike partner to work with, which is what we get when he's up front with Tammy or up front with Calvert-Lewin, the way he has been for most of this season. Right, Mendy clutching the ball tightly. He's missed the whole of January up until now, being in the African Nations Cup. Slonina has had quite a nice little run of games, some good experience for him. For once, I'm not cursing that competition for taking all of my players away. He was the only one who went, and it worked out quite well for us. Tammy Abraham is in again, and he's hit the inside of the post, but doesn't get any kind of luck, and it just sort of trickles across the face of goal. It remains 2-0. The result, the scoreline doesn't matter as long as the result is the result. As long as we win, we're fine. And we are still sat there in 7th place at the moment. Presumably Real Madrid not winning because they're still down in 12th place at the moment. And as it stands, it's us and Lille leapfrogging up above Salzburg and Fiorentina. And I'm so infatuated with the league table that I'm not paying attention to the fact that we're passed by normal substitution o'clock. So let's do a quick 5-man change. By the way, Pavard's a natural left back now as well. We've been playing him there a little bit, despite bringing in Dest. We've still been playing Pavard out at left back on occasion. Right, Mason Mount can come on as well. That's our 5 changes. 15 minutes to go, and now we really do just keep an eye on this league table. Bayern still beating Salzburg. Everton still beating Fiorentina. We've now moved up above Liverpool as well, so I guess they're losing. They weren't even on my original target list of teams we wanted to try and catch. So I guess something spectacular has gone wrong in that Liverpool game. Guardiola playing it down the line here to Mason Mount. 5 minutes to go in our match. If we can grab a third, that would be delightful, because it just puts things beyond doubt. And there is Tammy Abraham, so dominant in the air. 25th goal of the season for him already. It's still only January. It's Tammy time, boys and girls, and I am loving every minute of it. 3-0 to us. Let's just hope those other matches haven't taken a horrible turn in the last few minutes, because as it stands, we should be secure in this top 8 with a couple of minutes to go. Leipzig have just got an equaliser against somebody. I didn't see who it was against. I don't know if it's relevant to us. I don't think Maccabi Tel Aviv and Atletico Madrid is relevant to anything that's happening with us. Atletico might be catchable. I don't think they were. I think they have to lose to be catchable. There's your confirmation. Liverpool are losing to Olympiacos as the other scores continue to come in. Tammy's got his hat-trick. He must be clear as top scorer in this competition now. We've got confirmation we've moved to 6th in the league, which we already knew from when we were looking at that league table before. That goal has been given. We do move above Liverpool. Is it Lille who now miss out? I think Lille have now... They were ahead in their game. They're now not. So that means it's only us out of that little group. Real Madrid really bottling it. I'm not sure what's gone on there, because they would leapfrog above us with that head-to-head if they grabbed a winner. They didn't. And there is your final league table. We just about got the job done. So we finish 6th, which I mean, that makes us 6th seed. I'm not sure how that works out, who plays who in the next round. Presumably we play, I mean, we could end up with someone like Real Madrid again. I don't know how it works. I wonder if we're going to get any explanation. So there's your confirmation we qualify for the round of 16. Tammy Abraham worshipped by fans, as he should be. He's Tammy Abraham, for goodness sake. Right, can we have a look at the rules? So, knockout playoff. Round of 16 is where we're going in. Do we get any more clue as to how the round of 16 works? I know we're seeded. Presumably we get the third hardest game in the next round. I just don't know how that's decided. Maybe there'll be a draw coming up in a minute that will make things a little clearer. If there is, we'll come back for it. If not, we're now going to jump forward in time to our round of 16 game, second leg of, which will be all the way down here. So we are going to get some serious games under our belts. Well, it's time for the draw for the last 16. I have no idea what's going on with 3 pots. I don't know why there's only 2 teams in pot 3. It's not clear who can play who and why. I don't know why we're not in pot 1. I'm guessing these were the top 5 teams. Then you've got pot 2. And then this weird pot 3. I don't know. If anyone can explain this to me in the comments, that'd be super, because I have no idea what's going on. Let's just advance to next team and just keep doing that. So Leipzig have come out of pot 1. Is this another pot 1 team, do we think? No, so Liverpool come out of pot 2. I don't know why. We then get Juventus out of pot 1. And pot 2 are now here, so it's going to be a pot 2 team that they're against, which is Inter. We then, I guess, it's going to be a pot 1 team. So Fiorentina are pot 1 against Bayern Munich. Why are Bayern Munich pot 2? Because they finished top, didn't they? We'll have a look at the league table in a minute and try and work out what's gone on. What does overview tell us? Absolutely nothing of use. Okay. Real Madrid, who come out of pot 1. Of course, we got Real Madrid. Why wouldn't we get Real Madrid? Again, brilliant. So we've got Real Madrid, which I think is a 2-legged affair. So we're out of pot 2. And then you get Marseille, who are out of pot 3, against Dortmund, who are in pot 2. No idea. Absolutely no idea what's going on. Tottenham, pot 1. Against PSG, who were pot 2. And then Wolfsburg, who were the other team from pot 3, get Manchester City, who were out of pot 2. And then Atletico, who are pot 1, face Arsenal, who are pot 2. I genuinely have no idea what's gone on there. I have no idea. Please let me know. Explain it to me in the comments. We'll be back in a minute for the second leg against Real Madrid. And here we are facing Real Madrid one last time in this series. It's definitely been the battle of the entire series. We drew 1-1 in the first leg at their place. So we've just got to beat them. If we beat them, then we get through to the quarterfinal. And you've got to believe that we go on and win the whole thing, because they have been the best team in this all the way through. I don't know why the other round of 16 matches haven't happened yet. This Champions League gets weirder and weirder, but it's, by my reckoning, it's 2-2 at the moment. We beat them in the final the first year. They beat us in the final the second year. They then beat us earlier this season. It's not 2-2, is it? It's 2-1 to them because of the draw. If we win here, it becomes 2-2, which means we win 2-2. Kev logic. Mendy in goal, back forward, Guardiola, Cruyff, Fofana and Dest, Bellingham and Camavinga in midfield, Musiala, Havertz and Sterling behind Tammy Abraham up front. it's as strong as we can get, really. I mean, I guess the likes of Rodrigo would probably argue otherwise, but I think this is about as strong as we can get, and we just need to go and beat them. It's as easy as that. Just go and beat them. There's so many players that have played for both teams in this match. They've got Lukaku, Rudiger. Cucurella was there, but it doesn't look like he's playing today. Obviously, Courtois in goal as well. Then we've got Camavinga, we've got Rodrigo. I'm looking through the rest of the team, see if there's any more ex-Real Madrid players. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not as many as I thought. But either way, we just need to do a football. We just need to beat them. We can beat anyone at home on our day, surely. It does worry me that Real Madrid have had the best of us for the best part of 2 seasons now, but let's reignite the form that took us to beating them in the final in the first year. And Tammy Abraham is there to open the scoring after less than 10 minutes. And as the commentary says, Chelsea are red hot. And that's Tammy's 30th goal of the season now. That man is fulfilling everything I said he would fulfill back when I spent the entire first season telling you I wanted to sign him. We just never should have wasted the money on Calvert-Lewin as well. We didn't need both. But Tammy's the man. Tammy is still great in FM23, and he just needs to prove it to us one more time, and then another time tomorrow, obviously, because if we do carry on in this tournament, obviously we need to finish off the story and go and win the whole thing. But it is Real Madrid on the attack. I mean, this is almost immediate from that goal. We're still less than a minute away from when we put the ball in the back of the net, and it's Musiala coming very deep, finds Raheem Sterling, who probably has got his... he's probably going to be one of the next ones out of the door at the end of this season. And as I'm saying, he's just about done because he's 29, 30 years old now. Rodrigo's obviously his long-term replacement. Sterling, he's just going to show us that he's got a little bit left in the tank just yet because he's picked that ball up on the halfway line. He's beaten, 2 men, 3 men, and then just stuck it under Courtois, who previously has been so very good in these matches against us, but Sterling has made him look rubbish there, and it's 2-0 to us, 3-1 on aggregate. My worry is it's happened very early in the match, and there is a long, long way to go, and this is a very good Real Madrid side. Dest trying to get past Vinicius, who just steps in easily and dispossesses the ball from him, and it's with Rudiger, and they're knocking the ball around at the back, and we're struggling to try and intercept it, but we do, and it's Musiala who's got the ball, gives it to Tammy, and it's a ball over the top to Sterling again, who's... I don't know if it's Rudiger or Alaba. It's Alaba who put it past Courtois, and in 4 minutes, this entire tie, this season's entire Champions League has been turned on its head because it's taken us 4 minutes to score 3 goals against the reigning champions. And, I mean, that is an almighty balls up. Less than 15 minutes in, and we are 3-0 up. I probably would have taken this start. This will do. Let's just hold on from here, shall we? We don't need to keep scoring, although, yet again, only about a minute and a half has passed, and we're on the attack again, and it's Sterling ruining them again. Squares it to Tammy Abraham. Surely that crossed the line. It looked like Courtois carried it across the line. Sterling has been phenomenal in this match so far. He is causing all manner of trouble. I imagine there were some eyebrows raised when he got the start ahead of Rodrigo. Kev knows. How many times have I told you? Goodness me, Kev knows. Sterling has been phenomenal. But it is still only 20 minutes on the clock. And what we don't want to do is let Madrid back into the game. So we need to keep things nice and tight. Who's that who looked shattered there? Dest, I think it was, who was doubled over. We're only 23 minutes into the match, and he looked like he was blowing rather hard. But hopefully it was just a weird little animation thing, and Bellingham has done brilliantly to win the ball back in midfield, giving it to the man in form, Sterling. Back with Bellingham again. Tammy back to goal, tries to play Sterling in. He can't quite get there, but of course Alaba has already had 1 howler today, so by all means, let's put pressure on him because he's in Sterling's pocket at the moment. Musiala plays it into Tammy Abraham, and it's just wide. A 4th goal there, and they may as well get on the flight back to Spain now. It's done if we can grab a 4th goal. I mean, a more confident man would probably tell you it's done at 3-0 up, but I'm afraid, and I've played Football Manager before, Camavinga, the former Real Madrid man, of course, beats whoever that is. I didn't even see who it was who was tracking him. And now it's Vinicius, but Havertz just takes the ball back off him. Camavinga again, back to Bellingham. And now Dest, the former Barcelona man, of course. He's trying to get a cross in for Tammy. Instead, it's just straight into the hands of Courtois, and that was rubbish from Dest. But I'll tell you what, he's, for a value backup signing that we brought in earlier in the year, he's played a lot of football, and I really quite like him. And he's shown again there that he is pretty useful. Dest playing it forward to Sterling again, who's going to try and ruin Alaba again. Plays it back to Dest. Cross this time to the far post where Musiala is lurking, and he's hit the base of the post. It has been all action and all Chelsea in this first half. This has been, it's the best 30 minutes of football we've played at any point in this entire save. We have been fantastic going forward, and Real Madrid just cannot cope with us. Bellingham winning it back in midfield again. He's another one who's had a brilliant game so far. And now Tammy trying to just run at the defence. We know they're susceptible to that. And now Dest has hit the post. Oh my word. It could have been 5 or 6-0 in this first half. We have had the chances to have this just home and dry, put to bed. I hope 3-0 is enough for us to still be able to say that. And the second half has begun, and we are still on the attack through Guardiola. And now Musiala, who's been quiet. When you compare him to the performances of some of the other attackers, it's been a quiet game for Musiala. He's still on an 8.2, but I know full well that he's got special stuff in him in this second half if special stuff is required. But they've brought Cucurella on the left wing. That feels almost like admitting defeat. I would never dream of playing him that far forward, but that's exactly what they've done. And now Lacroix playing it forward, looking for Tammy Abraham again. Oh, now the doorbell's ringing. Everything's kicking off. The Amazon delivery guy wants to get involved. Dave's very excited about it behind me, so he's going to be dancing around and celebrating this fantastic performance for the rest of this match. And there is Musiala. Said he had magic in him. Plays it back to Guardiola, and now Lacroix. Look how deep Bellingham is sitting. He's just pulling all the strings from the base of the midfield. That's rubbish from Bellingham. Strings my eye. But Dest is there to get him out of trouble. It's such a young, exciting team. We've absolutely revolutionised this Chelsea team in 3 years. It's gone from a bunch of old men to Wonder Kid FC, and I love it. Musiala squaring it across to Havertz, and there is number 4. And it's a 26th goal from him this season. And it's not the kind of goal return we've had from him in the last 2 years. But for context, he's played most of this year in that attacking midfield role rather than as the out-and-out striker. And his goal return, although it's slowed a little, it really is only a little. He is still rattling in the goals from attacking midfield. And I think at 4-0, with 20 minutes to go, we can probably drop a defensive midfielder in now. We've got Jorginho sat down on the bench. The rejuvenation of Jorginho has been complete. He is out of contract at the end of the year. I'd be tempted to give him a new one if I thought he'd take a pay cut, because he is very useful for situations like this. We're going to take off Camavinga as well. We're only going to make these 3 changes. We don't want to rock the boat too much, but just add a little bit of defensive security in there. And now Musiala is shattered. It's lovely to be able to bring on Rodrigo in a situation like this. Rodrigo can come on one wing. Gvardiol is going to come off for Ben Chilwell. It would be nice to be able to take Sterling off as well, but Sterling's played so well, he deserves to have the full 90. We have been unstoppable. We're setting a marker out here. Real Madrid have had 3 shots and missed them all. It has been all Chelsea. It's been a fantastic performance, and it's 5-0 now. Is that another own goal? Has it gone down for Rodrigo? I think it's gone down. It might even be offside. Tammy slams it into the crossbar. How many times have we hit the woodwork in this match as well? But that one has been awarded, and it's a goal for Rodrigo against his former club. Let's look at it from the other angle. So Tammy rattles the crossbar, and it is Rodrigo who's there for the easy tap in. 5-0 on the night, 6-1 at aggregate. Look at those match stats. We've just done that to last year's Champions League winners. And tomorrow, we're going to win this tournament for the second time in 3 seasons. Will it be the 3rd in 5 for Chelsea as a... Maybe? No? When did Chelsea win? Oh, no, it would be a 3rd in 5. There we are. It's our turn again. It goes Chelsea, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Real Madrid. It's our turn. We're going to get that done tomorrow because, frankly, we need to get the series wrapped up tomorrow because Non-League to Legend is due to start on Tuesday, and I've got to do my Non-League to Legend preview on Monday. So regardless of what happens, the rest of this season plays out in tomorrow's video. And it starts with a quarter-final, and we have no idea who we're playing yet, because somehow some of the first legs haven't even been played. This tournament is going to ruin me throughout FM23, I think. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.